See, the soul responds to adversity and trouble with a whimper. You know that whimper? But the spirit responds with a growl. And I want to tell you this one, our body will follow whoever's given the orders. Your body will either follow the whimper, or your body will follow the growl. For example, if your body communicates pain, pain is a message. Something wrong. That's what pain is. Pain's a message to you that there's something wrong. Something's amiss somewhere. But I want to see, if the response comes from your soul with passive acceptance, I'm obviously coming down with something. Or all the kinds of messages, it must be this or it must be that. Maybe it's the big C. If it was the big C, you'd be alright. That's what your spirit responds with. It's the big C, it's coming to sort out the little C. All that fear starts to attach itself to these things. If the response comes from your soul with passive acceptance, your body will react accordingly. And I want to tell you, at the very least, that will begin to slow down your body's ability to deal with that attack. And at the worst, it will short-circuit that ability and can even lead, will lead to long-term sickness. I want to tell you, people that are in long-term sickness, it's because their soul responded to the attack upon their body. And it can even end in premature death. With you accepting death, oh well, yes. And everybody else accepts and says, oh well, that was obviously their time. I want to tell you, if they're anything less than 80, 90 years old, it wasn't their time.
That's right.
It wasn't their time. I'm reading a book right now that's purportedly a spiritual history of Lewis and Harris, and when I first got the book, I made a mistake and went to the back, to the index, and looked at different bits I thought might interest me and got a bit. To be honest, it's a book that if you read it, it covers every emotion possible. You go from kind of, nostalgia to anger to amusement to laughing out loud to crying. That's just the way it is. But one of the things I read in this book, it was talking about back at the time of the First World War, and one family that lost two sons, and apparently a visiting minister came into that situation, and maybe at the funeral, I'm not sure, or some remembrance service or memorial service, and he prayed and he said that for those who had been taken before their time, which was absolutely accurate and correct. But the father of the two boys came to the man later and rebuked him and said, my sons were not taken before their time. They were taken. And I thought, that's how he'd been programmed. That's how he'd been programmed, is to accept that what had happened was God's will. It wasn't God's will. No, it's perfect will. Amen. They've been taken before their time, and so that's a kind of attitude that permeates the atmosphere of where we live. This passive acceptance, this whatever will be, this que sera, sera attitude, that just accepts everything is the will of God. Whatever happens is God's will, because God is sovereign, so obviously everything that happens must be His will. I believe in God's will that you and I rise up on the inside and say, I will not let you go until you bless me. That's His will. See, if our spirit responds to that message of pain, then that keeps the connection open between our spirit and God's spirit, and connects us with heaven's supernatural resources, and so the healing that's already been provided for us begins to flow through our soul into our body, and it results in a manifestation of that healing. And it develops into the fullness of health that is our birthright. Proverbs 18:14, we've been looking at this many times over the last number of weeks. The strong spirit of a man sustains him in bodily pain or trouble, but a weak and broken spirit who can raise up or bear. Proverbs 28:1 says, the righteous are bold as a lion. See, the righteous roar, I believe, arises from our identity as the children of God, as the